What is going on, guys? Evan Aldo here. Welcome to the channel. Wanted to show you guys like the latest trade that I've been in. Market's been a little bit choppy. Some bearish signs, keep coming up that haven't played out yet. We are coming into the long weekend now, the Labor Day weekend. And, that could be a lower trading volatility. We could be choppy. We'll talk about that. And I mean, yeah, it's from Bitcoin long from yesterday. It came within a few $100s of hitting first take profit. I locked in profits a little bit earlier, then got stopped out. In profit, did I believe? Did we go down past? Yeah, we went down slightly, stopped me out in profit. But yeah, so that was a pretty good trade. I locked in profits early. You still could win that potentially if we do, jump back up here. We'll see what happens. And if you guys are interested in that, a lot of really good calls, really good community in the Discord. We got Nightshades, TA right here, a lot of good stuff there, and then KMax as well over here, especially if you guys are into Forex as well. If you guys want one free month in the Discord is the first link down below, but if you want one free month, if you sign up to any exchanges down below, especially your BloFin, FAIRDESK, and Bybit are all great down below. BloFin, if you deposit $100, you can, and you lose it, you get a $100 rebate where they give you another 100 to hopefully make back that 100. I haven't seen that type of offer ever from a crypto exchange, so check it out if you guys are interested. FairDesk and Bybit are great as well. If you deposit at least $100 into any of those and then open a support ticket right here in the Discord with your UID, I'll give you one free month in the Discord. Details are here if you want to pay in crypto too. There is a discount. So yeah. So let's talk about Bitcoin here. So money flow coming up in your hourly. It's been, short term, it's starting to look a little bit better. Trigger wave on the 30-minute, you might be able, for get up to VWAP maybe or potentially higher. Been a little bit, that choppy area, hitting off of there. Hopefully getting up above this level. If you can break above 61.3, you got a good shot of potentially, getting back up to 64 or even, 66. These areas, trigger wave forming on the 16-hour, it's a little bit conflicting, a little bit choppy, a little bit conflicting. I feel like you have to be a little bit bearish. Like you got to be a little bit grizzly right now because, money flow coming out, VWAP coming down. Like it's a rare bearish sign in that 3-day. It doesn't mean, we're going to nuke down like crazy, but I mean, it could easily bring you back down to like 50K or 52K, make a higher low. Not impossible at all. The thing that's interesting here is if we compare it, the EMA is coming into the gray. You see they're coming into the gray right there. If we compare that to what happened over here, you had that low there in August, and you made a slightly lower low in September there. So, I mean, yeah, you're coming in. Maybe we make a slightly lower low. Maybe we nuke down for the holiday. I mean, I think most likely it would be kind of choppy, but maybe after the holiday, around the holiday, we nuke down to get to 49 or maybe even scare everybody away, get to 46, who knows, and then kind of continue forward there. That's absolutely possible. Your 5 days trying to nullify this trigger wave with the red dot, money flow coming down, a bit of a concern. Weekly trigger wave is good, but it could look like that 5-day in a little bit. Be careful. Confirms in 3 days. We'll see what happens. Your 2-week is still good in the macro. I mean, you'd probably have to lose frickin' 45 for this to really start to look more bearish. I think your 2-week is still pretty good on the macro. I don't have a problem with your 2-week. Your monthly is what it is. I mean, it doesn't really tell us much. Money flow is coming down. I mean, that easily could have played out. And, following the 4-year cycle, we would hopefully continue forward. So that's what I'm looking at right there. I mean, in terms of trying to short this down, you could try, maybe stop loss over here. And then, it probably would take time to play out, but you could shoot for 51K, 50K. You could try that. Definitely try that. Let's move on to Ethereum here. Making a higher low so far. A lot of trying to form that wave right there. I mean, according to this, if you just wait for the next green dot, you're probably really good, similar to, later 2023, and then you really came up. So we could kind of repeat, that general area. It's just the question is, where is that bottom going to be? Is it going to be a lower bottom, 2000? Or, is it we're going to make a higher low, 2300? That's the question right now. A little hard to say, but I think you could have a good trajectory at least back up to, if we moved, was this the, it shouldn't affect it too much, but, if we move this here, I think at least you can get you can get a nice trajectory upward, I'm looking at least, 6,000-7,000 for this. So there's a big potential into sometime next year. We had this wave on the weekly, so that's pretty good in the macro. I still think it's, I think two kind of, no brainer when you start getting that green dot in the weekly, that would be good. Same thing could be said in that trigger wave in the 2 week, repeating that situation there. So it looks good in that sense. It absolutely looks good in that sense. You're trying to form a trigger wave here on the daily. I think it's too early to get confident about that or too excited about that yet. To mention what I was saying, just like on Bitcoin, I mean, that money flow doesn't look good in some of these time frames. So you could easily reject from this spiral line, come back to 2,300. I mean, sometimes those points like down here, sometimes this is like a magnet. We didn't quite hit it there, but you may reject from that point and then try to hit it. So trigger wave on the 3-day, not a blood diamond on your 2-day like you have on Bitcoin, but you could try that 3-day down, or excuse me, that 3-hour down. You could try this. I mean, this probably is not, probably got a good shot at this or back to that low, something of that area, but you'll probably mess around with this. It's absolutely possible here. Short term, you are coming up. We'll see, if we can get back to that spiral line and react from there. Short term time frames, not bad. Short term, the hourly is pretty good. So a little bit conflicting, which kind of means range bound. What does range bound mean? I mean, something like that, maybe even. So definitely got to see here. Moving on to Avalanche, some of these altcoins just want to look at. This is losing its low. These are more in the bear camp, I would say. And they, if you repeat that, you're coming down. I don't think it would be that catastrophic like that. But on the trigger wave gap to our size, I think 21, there's a good shot at 21 potentially. Like I mentioned on Bitcoin, on that 3-day, it's different here, but just that 3-day, the granddaddy of all crypto, Bitcoin, that's not a good look. Definitely not a good look. So AVAX definitely could be back down to 21 potentially. So yeah, and if we look at Solana as well, if we lose this 139, 140, which is a pretty big area, if we lose that, then you're probably looking at 123 potentially. Still hopefully a higher, or let me zoom out here. Still, yeah, around that area. Still hopefully a higher low. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, a higher low. If Bitcoin hits 50K, I think you would hit that area most likely. And money flow kind of coming out. You could try, yeah, this looks kind of bearish here, especially with that blood diamond. 3-day looks bearish. You could try to enter short on this money flow crossing into the red, trying to get down to 123. That would be the big thing I think people would try to do right around here. It could take time to play out. I mean, you could bounce around a lot before that happens. We are kind of coming into the holiday here. So, yeah. I mean, a few of these that kind of looked good. I've looked at OP, trying to hold this area. It could lose it. I don't know. Some of these are tough to say. I would just overall, based on money flow, based especially on Bitcoin overall, I would be slightly more bearish just based on those kind of things. But things could change over the holiday weekend, over the next 4 or 5 days. The Dixie's trying to jump up a little bit here. I think that would keep things a little bearish if this continues to jump up. Not always, though, but this jumping up would make the market come down a little bit. Matic, some major freaking volatility here. You came all the way up on from Saturday, then you came down, and now you would just been going kind of straight down right here. So yeah, potentially coming down a little bit farther to that area right there, and then that money flow. So not looking like the best money flow right here in that trigger wave. So maybe back down to 40, maybe a higher low at 36. It's a little tough to say. But that money flow is a little scary right here. It's definitely a little bit scary money flow. Looking at, some common, Matic against Bitcoin, trying to hold that level. Looks like you may come down a little bit more for the finale into the next month or two, right there. Bitcoin dominance still kind of looks like it may rise a little bit more here. So I don't know if we're really seeing a bottom on that yet, but we're getting close. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance 57. You may finally get that 60%. If we do come down, that would probably help Bitcoin dominance as well. You might finally get that 60% that we've been waiting for for a long time. Next red dot in the monthly may give us what we need. Same thing with the 2-week. I mean, this generally just keeps going up, but I think it will reverse course and start to come back down eventually here. ETH versus Bitcoin coming up a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, it's not impossible for ETH have already bottomed, but it does look a little questionable. That's not the best money flow in your 2 weeks, so you may come down for a lower low. My guess, if we do, say we drop down into rate cuts, say we come down into September 18th, if we come down into rate cuts, if we're at 50K or lower than we are now into rate cuts, I would argue that the rate cuts probably would help out the market, or at least help it out temporarily and then the rollover, or just help it out and slowly recover. I would be more in the slowly recover camp. If, let's say, for example, if the rate cuts come out and prices at, let's say, 73, 74K nearing all-time highs, then I would think the rate cuts would probably bring us back down, or maybe even back down to 52 at that point. So I don't know. I feel like you got one more shot at least at the low 50s here, in my opinion. So yeah. But anyway, guys, if you guys are interested in the Discord, where I post a lot of really good trade setups to tag everybody, stop losses, entry points, take profits, not right all the time, but a lot of really good risk reward ratios. Remember, it's good risk reward ratios, good risk management. You only need to win, a certain percentage of your trades to be profitable, especially with the 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. It's only about 40% of your trades there. So you got to realize that it's all a system, guys. So if you guys are interested, check out the Discord, check out the links down below for the exchanges, especially BloFin. Really good offer just with my link down below. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.